Monday, August 11th, 2025, regular school board meeting of District 717 to order. We'll stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Roll call, please, Elise.
Deb Polly,
Here.
Molly Maniak,
Here.
Lauren Pedersen,
Here.
Corinne Hennon, Jenny Kuski,
Here.
Christina Olson, here, Matt Bertrand.
Here.
Thank you. The first item of business that we have to do is, this is officially what we have to do after we've come out of closed session, and because when we came out of closed session, everybody was gone and we weren't here. So this is the reading of the statement following our closed session from our July meeting. Superintendent Renee K. Stevenson evaluation for 2024-2025. School Board of District 717 completed an annual evaluation of Superintendent Renee K. Stevenson in July 2025. The appraisal period was for July 1, 2024 through June 30th of 2025. The evaluation directly correlated with the superintendent job description, the district's strategic plan and goals cooperatively set with the superintendent and the board of directors. The board met in closed session with Superintendent Evenson Monday, July 10th to review the results of the evaluation. Superintendent Evenson was evaluated in the areas of culture of learning and leadership, communication and public relations, facilities, finance, and to operationalize the strategic plan. Goals for Superintendent Evenson mutually set for 24-25 were pride in facilities, facilitate year 2 of the building project, pride in student support and pride in staff support, monitor and facilitate district budgets to optimize and maintain programming and staffing, pride in student achievement, support the development and implementation of programming to increase student achievement. Her shared work toward the goal areas was evidence of the positive achievements toward those goals. Examples are effective communication with all stakeholders regarding progress of year 2 of the construction projects, which included planning within budget, continuing to build city partnerships, effective communications, and enhancing safety and security across the district. She was commended for her ongoing work to continue district focus on fiscal responsibility and maximizing budgets and grant resources available to support staff and students. This was a challenge considering having to navigate the unknowns of legislative financial impacts. In pride in student achievement successes include year 2 of the Surge program at JHS, continued growth in addition to the Summit Academy, including the largest number of students ever to take Intro to Ed, the new work-based learning class, the building and trades class, and the positive academic progress for 9th grade students using the BAR building assessments and reducing risk grant. Some of the comments shared by board members are, Renee has created an environment where both staff and students are empowered to grow and thrive. Renee has those tough conversations around budgeting and makes necessary adjustments to maintain a budget that is aligned with the district's policies. She addresses the needs of the district with the most minimal impact to students as possible. Throughout the complexities of the elementary building renovations, Renee has been instrumental in keeping the project on track. While project managers and construction crews handle the day-to-day operations, Renee remains deeply involved, from understanding all major decisions to weighing in on similar details like paint colors. Renee does an excellent job for our schools. Renee continues to demonstrate a strong commitment to fiscal responsibility, consistently managing resources with integrity, transparency, and foresight. Her careful stewardship has not only protected district finances, but has also maximized the impact of every dollar in service of our students and staff. The board shared that they feel that the superintendent keeps them well informed and appropriately informed as needed. Her leadership of her administrative team was seen positively, assuring that she holds them accountable to ensure that we are maintaining high standards for our staff and students. As was noted, the enrollment numbers are a concern, and the unknown repercussions of the legislative mandates of the past session emphasized over the next year will be will have to be closely watched regarding our budget and expenditures. The board also requested clearer board education about student test and achievement data. Affirming comments were that ISD 717 is very fortunate to have Superintendent Evenson leading the district, and we are very appreciative of her and the job she is doing. She is an exceptional leader who collaborates with her team, provides clear direction, and cares about the district and community. Every year she makes impactful changes to meet the needs of the district. Superintendent Evenson received a very positive and an affirming evaluation. The mutual goals set for 25-26 this year in our meeting superintendent goals are based on direct feedback from the 25-26 superintendent evaluation, as well as identified needs of the district and growth goals as determined by Superintendent Evenson and the board. 1, to operationalize the strategic plan. Areas of focus include pride in student achievement, student support, and pride in staff support. To monitor and facilitate district budgets, to optimize and maintain programming and staffing, manage budget projections and next steps for recommendations to the board, continued focus on fiscal responsibility and maximizing budgets and grant resources available to support staff and students, making adjustments as needed, legislative financial impact, navigating the unknowns, and the negotiations processes. The other goal is to support the development and implementation of programming to increase student achievement. This includes the REDAC training and implementation, continued development of work-based learning, transition programming and surge, continued development of career pathways, opportunities, continued development of efficient MTSS structures, and annual evaluation of CACR, which is the Comprehensive Achievement and Civic Readiness Plan. So, thank you. Okay, and with that, we are on to consideration of the agenda. I will entertain a motion to approve the agenda as published.
Motion to approve.
Molly, is there a second?
Second.
Lauren? Okay, thank you. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Okay, on to our Jordan Pride Awards. Mr. Bond.
Good evening, everyone. Pleasure tonight to introduce Jeff Raddick, who is our head coach of our Jordan Clay team. Jeff, come on up, say a few words. As Jeff's coming up, I do just want to say thanks to all the parents, the coaches, students. It's a fantastic group. They continue to thrive every single year. They represent Jordan with class and dignity. And so I'm going to turn it over to Jeff because I know he's got other things to say. Coach.
I just want to spend a minute on our season, this past spring season. We were conference champions in trap. We haven't done that since 2019, so that's a big accomplishment. It's not just our varsity team that gets an award in trap and then sporting clays and all clay target. It's your program from 7th grade to 12th grade that gets evaluated and scored every week. So it's a huge accomplishment. Clay target scoring is relatively difficult to understand, so I like to simplify it, and every week is 40s out of 50s every week wins you conferences. And when you see 7th and 8th graders putting up 40s, you know you're in a really good spot. So that was our season. We had the most conference awards since ISD started coaching. I didn't even add them up. We're they award 25 places, boys and girls in conference, and we had the most out of anybody. So it was a very good spring season for us. And I guess onto the awards. We had one individual that qualified for the state trap tournament. They take the top 100 kids in the state and they shoot them off for individual awards. Ours was Carter Everett. You want to come and join me? Obviously, first place in conference, 13th place in state. To make the top 100 list, you cannot even have just a smidgen of a bad week. You have to have 6 great weeks of shooting in order to do that. So, and then also our nationals, the top 280 teams are invited to nationals, which is in Michigan. And I do throw it out there. It's like we don't really pay for much, so the families have to foot the bill themselves, using vacation time, using vacation money to represent the school at nationals. So that is a really big accomplishment. I can't thank the families enough who want to chase that dream and represent the community, the school, and our team in a big competition. So first one of those, I guess I'll go down and list. Ryan Bertrang. Hunter Hinkle. Conference awards, I think Hunter was 22nd in the conference for males. Cody Johnson. Cody was 13th place conference in male. Miles Maholwald. Eighth place in the conference. Brian Raddick. Fourteenth place male in the conference. Carly Raddick. Third place girl in the conference as a 7th grader. So, and Blaze Schmidt.
Sure. Great. Well, congratulations to all of you. I'm going to have you scoot down a little bit. How we'll do this is, do you want to get the whole group after they get their certificates? Okay, so Elise will be taking your picture here, and then after you get your certificates, I'll have you go down to the thingy. And Cullen will take your pictures down there. So I want to thank all of you for representing our district so well, and I want to especially thank the coaches and the support of the parents. It really means a lot. We know that we have a gem of a program here, and it's thanks to the support of you. It is thanks to great kids like you. It's not easy, but it's a great lifelong skill, and we just appreciate all the time that the coaches put in to support you. So the certificates that we have read Jordan Pride Award presented to each of you for the Clay Target participation. And it says, whose endeavor for excellence has shown character, determination, and hard work that represent the values of our school and our community. And this is a small token of the gratitude to say congratulations and thank you for being a great role model to others. And we truly mean that. The dedication that each of you shows, I know it takes a lot of practice, a lot of after-school time, and I know you're good students, and it really represents our district well. And just congratulations on all of your awards. I mean, getting this honor here, we want this in the picture, is amazing representation of our district. So I'll call the names, and Mr. Bond will help me pass out the certificates. So the first one goes to Carter Everett, Ryan Bertrang, Hunter Hinkle, Cody Johnson, Miles Mahold, Brian Raddick, Carly Raddick, and Blaze Schmidt. Great. So how do our numbers look for next year?
Fall registration is open now.
Okay. Hopefully you're all signing back up. So congratulations. So I'm gonna get the picture. Great picture. you very much and
Thank you.
congratulations. Yeah, thank you. That is awesome. Okay, my favorite part of the meeting. Okay, on to public comments. Nobody indicated that they wanted to speak. We have the consent agenda items. We have the minutes of the July 14th meeting, the monthly July financial reports, donations. We have $50 for the Jordan Middle School from Holly Kavapel, $45 for the JES Backpack Program for Mighty Cause, $50 for the JMS Reach Program from Minnesota Women of Today, and $1,425 for the Jordan Middle School from Minnesota Valley Electric. I believe that's their Roundup program, I'm guessing. Then we have a myriad of policies that we did go over in our policy meeting a couple weeks ago. And the matters of employment, we have a new hires, Marie Wignall, who will all be our high school theater director along with our middle school director. She comes in on Schedule C, Lane 7, at a salary of $43.49. Alexandra Lake is a preschool ECFE teacher. Early Learning Services comes in at a BA 2. Heather Fry is moving over to the district office Mars coordinator position. She's at $53,000. And then we go on to resignations. Heather also had to resign from her building administrator job at the elementary because she's moving over here. Thom Amundson resignation as the high school theater director. Brooklyn Bedney resignation, elementary paraprofessional special ed. Kate Angel resignation, early learning services teacher, preschool ECFE. And Patricia Bond, she's a cook's helper from the elementary school, a retirement. So thank you to Patricia for her years of service. And then we have leave of absence for Jenna Henches, who's a building nurse. And we have several people that got tenured this year. We have Carolyn Enstad, choir teacher, Alana Rindall, special ed teacher, Heather Breeze, special ed teacher, Madeline Crony, special ed teacher, Iwalani Della Paz, school psychologist, Jody Sawyer, special ed teacher, Michaela Heitkamp, grade 2 teacher, Olivia Flessner, grade 3 teacher, April Orr, speech and language pathologist, Bailey Gaffney, school psychologist, Cassidy Bakeberg, school social worker, Josh Altermath, math teacher, Chana Reeling, a special ed teacher, and Kevin Shepherd's business and technology teacher in the middle school, and Ellen Helgerson, a Spanish teacher in the middle school. So I will entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda items.
Motion to approve.
Lauren, is there a second?
Second.
Second, Molly. Discussion, questions? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Same sign. Motion carries. Thank you. On to action item MSBA recognition. We're very honored that representative and our principal, Ben Bakeberg, was chosen by MSBA to receive the Legislator of the Year award. So we just want to acknowledge that tonight at our September meeting. Denise Dietrich, who is the lobbyist for MSBA, will be coming to our meeting to officially congratulate Ben and present him with the award. So it's a great honor. We get one person from the Senate and one person from the House that's chosen for this award. So it is a huge, huge, huge award. So I just want to give a shout out to Mr. Bakeberg and tell you how proud we are of you. So, and we look forward to celebrating with you in September with Ms. Dietrich here. So, okay. Okay, on to review and approve parent-student handbooks. What order are we going in here?
Elementary, middle, high school.
Okay. Thank you, Mrs. Barnett.
You're welcome. Good evening, board and board chair, Polly. As you can see from the changes and additions document, a lot of the things that came about in the handbook this year for families was just policies, procedural things. You'll probably see these consistent across all of our handbooks, from elementary, middle school to high school. At this point, I just wanted to maybe touch on and highlight just a few of them that might be just a little bit different. When you look at some of the things in regards to cell phones, I know there's been a lot of things that have happened at the middle school and high school that I'm probably going to resent saying this, haven't come down to the elementary yet. But we still want to make sure we're in alignment to support our students and families so that as they go up to middle school and high school, they're hearing a consistent message. So it's just making sure that kids are aware that, phones need to stay in lockers. And it's hard because it feels like every year I stand up here and I think, oh, this isn't going to happen at the elementary school. There's always a surprise. So like I said, I'm probably going to resent saying this, but our kids are really good kids. And for the most part, they know that those things need to stay put into their lockers so they can do their best learning. Other than that, the other things in the handbook that was brand new, once again, our building project moved our AED location. So that was another thing that I just wanted to point out that was construction related. We've had a few of those things as well come up in our handbooks that are things that have shifted due to construction. I'm going to go ahead and ask if anyone has any questions at this time for the parent-student handbook at the elementary school. Okay, thank you.
Good evening, everyone. So just an update, and Melissa covered it well about the middle school parent-student handbook. Many of the changes that she outlined you'll also see in ours. I just want to point out a couple items. So overall, there were 26 changes, and really a bulk of them were formatting and editing. But there are a couple things to highlight. The personal electronic or the cell phone now watches, and there will be something else that Apple comes up with that we'll have to figure out. So that's where the personal communication device piece was added in. So at the middle school, from 8 to 3, those devices are put away, and students don't need them. And so from 8 o'clock to 3 o'clock, they're put away. When a student uses it, the first time it's taken to the office, it's kept in the office. The student can come and get it at the end of the day. The second time and beyond, a parent or guardian needs to come and pick it up. So if it becomes more of a pattern, then we will have a conversation with families about that. One of the things we changed last year that we continued to tweak and really helped alleviate a number of tardies is we had our teachers. They were outside of classroom doors greeting kids at the door. That's a best practice, great way to greet kids. And then once the bell rang, the teacher shut the door and the door was locked. And then the student had to go get a pass to get back into class. And I wish that solved all of our tardy problems. That didn't. But it whittled down to a handful of kids, and then we could intervene more appropriately for that handful of kids. So we're continuing that process with just one tweak. We used to have it where there was someone in each pod. To be very honest, we don't have the staff to do that. So if you are in the middle school, there's the J in between the two pods. That's where the students come, get their pass, and then they go to class and learn. With that, I would just, you can read the rest of them, but they're pretty straightforward, and I'd open it up to questions.
Any questions? Okay, thank you, Mr. Baker.
Thank you. Mr. Brick, your mustache is fantastic, by the way.
Thank you so much, Representative Bakeberg.
it makes you feel any better, Henry, sometime you'll get to be 56 and you'll see your friends and they're all like, what happened to you? Why is it so gray? And I said, it's age, so, all right. Well, thank you and welcome. I will also do the same thing and just hit on some really important ones that you may end up with questions on. First one would be, we did change our bell schedule. We dropped our advisory time and we have a 7-period day now. That schedule will go, like I said before, for all of September. The last couple weeks in September, we will dry run what it'll look like for our Pride time in October, but we're not starting that until October so that students get used to coming to school every Wednesday at 8 in the morning if they have a class at that time. Another one is just adjusted that grading scale as we talked about before with the legislature saying that we have to weight all grades no matter if they're PSEO, CIS, CE grades, whatever they may be, they all had to be the same, so we dropped the weighted grading. And so we made that adjustment in both our teacher handbook and in our student handbook, and our upper level classes will share that with students in the first days. A couple of things on PSEO, just what our deadlines are, and this is the really important one. Many students are taking advantage of the opportunity to gain college credits outside of our classrooms or outside of our rooms, and one of the things that we're trying to stop is this one here that says page 11. If a student drops after the drop deadline for the college, they will get a W from the college and they're going to get an F on their transcript from us. It was just way too easy for students to drop the class and get that W, and it doesn't affect them at all. And we've spent $3,000 on a class for a student that they just retake the next semester, which I don't believe in, because when they go to college, that will not be the case. They will pay for that. So that's already been in place for a year, but we just want to continue to pound on that idea. Other things, clarified when students are off campus. We have some classes that flex out for certain times of the day, so we're just really trying to be more clear in when you're off campus, what the expectations are, when you're on campus, what the expectations are. And then the last two, speaking of cell phones, one of the things that we found last year was some students just refusing to turn their phone over, whether it be to a teacher or to myself or Mr. Christ. And so we're more clear on that is insubordination, and that levels up to a whole different level of consequences than just not putting your phone away. So being clear on that, and we'll hammer that in the first week also. And then lastly, just I'm sure this is at every level, and we're not trying to pretend like ChatGPT isn't here to stay, but really just trying to help students understand how to use it and how to source it and how to be honest about, I got this information from here versus this is my own work. So just some more verbiage on that. Any questions on anything from the high school?
Lots of stuff there. I'm glad to see the change with the PSEO grading. That's good.
Yeah.
Or the continuation.
Yeah.
Any questions for Mr. Visner?
I would have never thought a student would just say, no, I'm not going to give you my phone.
I know.
Like, my mom would have backhanded me if I talked back to a teacher.
Let me tell you, it actually happens way more than you think. Like, I've seen it happen in class, and I'm just like,
Why? Like, why do they think that's, like, acceptable behavior?
I'm glad that it's been updated,
That's
though.
they're entitled to their device.
Yeah.
That's their mindset.
Not really if
Theirs.
it's against the policy.
They don't care.
I do have a question about the Pride time. You said you're gonna dry run that after kind of like later in the weeks of September.
Yep.
Okay, that's all it was.
So what it'll be is we'll run our first test run of it during homecoming week. It's a perfect time to on a Wednesday to do some things with it, and then the next week after that, the idea is that we'll have all students there, and then we'll basically kind of make an announcement and say, you know, people will know, like they'll have it up on screens where here's where you're going.
Perfect.
And kids will go to that spot. So,
Okay.
and then the
Thank you.
next week after that, it'll be clearly communicated week over week to the students. So if you had somewhere to be, Henry, like you had to be in my classroom that day, I would meet with you on Tuesday and say, Henry, Tuesday at 8 a.m., need to see you in my room,
Gotcha.
you know? And if there's not, if you don't get talked to by any teachers, then, hey,
There
you
you
get an extra hour to come in and get some support from somebody, or you can sleep in.
All right. Thank you.
You bet.
Great question, thank you. Any other questions for Mr. Visner? Thank you. Okay, so that is an action item. We'll do all three buildings in one motion. So I'll entertain a motion to approve the parent-student handbooks for the elementary, the middle school, and the high school.
I'll motion.
Okay, Matt, is there a second?
I'll second.
Jenny, discussion, questions, comments? I appreciate the work that all three of you put into the changes, and I know it's a lot of work, and you have to dot your i's and cross your t's when you do that, so thank you. Okay, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Now on to staff handbook. Same order, Melissa?
All right. Well, the staff one, I was going to spend a little bit more time highlighting some of the procedural changes with the construction project. Not that it doesn't impact families, because it definitely does, especially when we're looking at shifting things around for pickup and drop off. Elise and I have been working on our maps and our communication that will hopefully help clarify those procedures, but it's more of that operationalizing it in the staff handbook and then working with staff in the fall that I wanted to just bring some of those up. So of course, like I had shared, for arrival and dismissal, there's those pickup and drop off loops, deciding with the help of our administrative team and our construction, the project team, as far as how do walkers and bikers get to school as well. So a lot of those things we will be highlighting at back to school conferences, but more so with our staff as they go into supervisory roles and just making sure kids are safe on our campus and our families know where to go to keep everybody safe. In addition to that, Cullen, who's here tonight, has been working really diligently with our members of our staff on revising our emergency action plan. So some of those emergency drills that we've had will now be cleaner. And I actually just heard from one of our staff members on the team at a summer flex day, the language that we're now going to be using, that I love you guys language, is really exciting because it's just so much simpler. It'll be clear as far as how we communicate between agencies like the police department and other agencies in Scott County. So those emergency drills and those changes will be reflected in the staff handbook. Also, I wanted to just point out on the back side, taking a look at, we now finally have a wellness room. That's brand new to our elementary school. We have a lot of new young moms that are coming through our building, and so it's great to offer them a really nice, convenient, and healthy place for them to take their breaks during the day to do what they need to do to be moms while they're at work. I don't think I was ever afforded that when I was raising my family, so that's really, Jenna Wendorf and I are really excited for that, as well as our ECFE and our early childhood families. There's a lot of families that come to those programs that didn't have a place to go and spend that time with their child, so it's good to see that was implemented in our building. So that was one thing that procedurally staff will now know how to get access to that room, as well as our families. Anything else that you see here listed that you have questions on?
I'm just going to ask a question just because I did comment about the cell phone use for students, and it's going to go to all three. Is the cell phone policy for teachers basically the same? Your phone stays in your desk throughout the day? I just am.
I think that's a great question.
I know Ben and I added verbiage on ours. I can't remember the exact
Yeah, and I think,
verbiage on ours.
I clarify, yeah, it's for phone use. It's underneath mine on phone use. I think when we were talking as building principals, we obviously know that cell phones for adults have sometimes a different purpose for what kids are using it for. Sometimes we don't always have all readily available radios for staff if they're going outside or if they're doing their learning out there. So sometimes they need to use their phones for communication tools when those things aren't available. But we also wanted to be very clear to our staff that our focus is teaching and learning, and that they definitely can access their phones and their personal devices during their break time. But just being very mindful of where they use that is also critical, because kids are watching, and kids sometimes question our adult behavior and they think they should be able to do the same thing the adults do. So we just need to be mindful of where kids are at. So we've been clarifying in our handbooks where staff are best are best to use their phones away from some of those younger eyes so that there's not confusion among our students.
Yeah, that's all I just wanted to clarify, just to make sure that, like, it's transparent across and
Yep.
it applies to everybody.
Yeah. Thank you for asking.
Any other questions? Okay, thank you.
Mhm.
Okay, Mr. Bakeberg?
All right, again, pretty straightforward and very similar. There's 20 changes in our staff handbook, and a bulk of them are formatting and editing different pieces. One of the things I want to highlight that you may be aware, or that you may hear about, with budget reductions, we have one less behavior intervention teacher. So just processing of behaviors is going to look different. We will still have the WIN room. It will be in the office, but that responsibility will fall more on Mrs. Gilbranson and I as we're doing that. So one of the things, and even today I met with the PTO, and they have lots of ideas on how to engage families more often. And what we've really tried to do, and you'll see that on the student of the, or the SOM, Student of the Month or enrichment schedules, is we try to streamline those disruptive days, and make one day be really hectic, and then maintain the academic environment as much as possible for the other days. So if you hear about, man, the middle school was a zoo on this day, it probably was, because we just jammed a bunch of stuff into that day. And really it's all about maintaining as much academic time as possible. Melissa talked about the cell phone piece. For staff, that's been a procedural piece that we have done and will continue to be very clear that, during instructional time, when you're with a kid, your cell phone should not be out. It's common sense, quite frankly. So just being very clear with our staff and Mr. Visner and I and Melissa, with our Flex Day trainings, we have these document that we're just explicitly talking about. This is what we're looking for when we walk into a classroom. So it's very open and transparent, and we want to see people engaged in instruction with kids, regardless of their role. So, yeah. With that, any questions?
Any questions? Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Visner?
There really isn't much else to add. New bell schedule, dates for our conferences, updated everything, assigned people to their committees and to their tasks at the high school. All staff have to do one after-school activity of some type. So gave them all of that responsibilities. Talked about the staff electronics already. About the adjustments to grading scales, the look-fors, just so you know what we're talking about with those look-fors that we're talking about with teachers, is one, greeting students at the door. Two, it is finding some way to build community, whether that's student to student or student to teacher. So building community, it's active engagement, meaning they're moving around, getting them moving, so they're not just sitting all day, and then also having some closure. So at the end of the day, at the end of the hour, there's some closure to things. So those are things, depending on when I go into a room, our teachers all know those are things we're looking for, which I think is really important. And obviously, one of those things we're looking for is that they're not on their phone. So, and then that's it. We added information about the wellness room. And so all these things, I didn't say it before, but all these things are highlighted in the handbook if you want to look through and see what they are in context too. And we actually leave the highlights in for the staff handbook, and we'll take them out for the student handbook. One last thing that I forgot about that's not in our handbook because we haven't been able to meet on this yet, but Superintendent Evenson and I are going to meet with fire department and police to figure out how we're going to manage this lovely new space out here. So we're going to be working on that and figuring that out because there are going to be a lot more vehicles on this part of the road. So we're going to see if we can get our kids out the backside. Molly, off the back loop that you've asked about for a number of years, I know. So we're going to look. But we know that we also on that, this is just me thinking out loud, and I probably shouldn't do this, but we're going to look for some speed bumps and things like that. You know, those, not the permanent ones, but just portable ones that we can put and slow things down so kids are safe if they're crossing and stuff like that. So
Valley Green just put some in there that are like, you can't go fast over them.
really, they're like this.
They're like
probably like this wide, but they're like that high.
Yeah.
You have to slow down.
Yeah. Good. So we're gonna look at something like that, and then, but that's all with approval. We have to work with the proper people to make sure we can get it. And then our kids would all exit out the back and all have to go that way. So we leave this roundabout for adults or people that pick up their kids in the front, and it'll, that's all in my head. But some of it might get turned down, so. Yeah. Yep. See what we can do to help out. And it's gonna be the great unknown. We don't know until school starts with that one, so, yeah.
I do get the concerns with that though, like with kids going to practice.
Mhm.
That's the biggest one.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, yes, it's
Sure.
a fire lane,
Yeah.
too, but
Yeah.
also we've got kids walking right down to games or.
I mean, you also have kids crossing the street, so
Yes.
you get both ways,
Yeah.
but I do
Yeah.
see.
So, but I think if we can position and make it a one-way, then students know when they're crossing, they should only have to look one way. The kids walking and, you know, so. Yeah, we'll see what happens. Any questions?
Do you anticipate a lot of kids, e-bikes are the big thing now, I know there's been. quite
That is a
few posts
great
on
question, Deb.
Facebook, I mean, is there gonna be a parking spot for them?
Well, we already have, we have a bike rack.
Yes, I know, but,
So, and we do have some of them that
Yeah.
already are doing that.
yeah.
I think the bigger part is just following street rules and following parking lot rules and things like that, you know, are
Right.
probably the big concern.
Yeah.
And some of it's the same as it would be with a regular bike,
Sure.
because we have kids kind of come down that hill and, you know, we've had those summer school incidences or things like that before, so. Yeah, so I think it's always, that's a great question, and I do believe that there is something in our, we're required to have some kind of education on that.
Right.
Officer Demple, she and I talked about it last year. We weren't seeing as many e-bikes, especially at the elementary, but they have really taken off. So that's typically something that she addresses at the start of the year in all of our buildings that we're required to have now. So it'll be interesting to hear her perspective as far as what she's seen. You know, I think Colin's made some comments on, you know, the side of driver's ed and what, you know, that's brought to the table as far as working with our young drivers. So it's a team effort.
And ironically, I believe that it's illegal if you're under 15, but,
E-bikes?
yeah,
Yeah, I think so.
yeah.
Yet we're required
I
to
was
do
at a bike store
education.
last week, and I was at a bike store last week, so the Shakopee Police Department was just in there telling him about that. So even under 15 cannot ride.
Mhm.
Those things can move.
Yeah.
Yeah, 20 to 28 miles an hour, I heard.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, so,
I was in downtown Wayzata the other day, and Wayzata has those nice bike trails that will cut across the road. Yeah, I was coming, just rolling at like 25 miles an hour. 3 of them right past me, and I'm like, whoa, whoa. So yeah, that's great that we're
It's-
addressing that.
it's also scary when you're running and somebody comes by you. Because
Yes.
I'm not very fast, and then suddenly a bike comes whizzing by you with an e-bike, and the kid's going like 25 miles an hour, and they're like in 4th grade. It's a little scary.
They don't know to say on your left.
No,
They
exactly.
just like come up behind you.
Yes. Now, when I'm down in Florida, everybody's got the little bell, you know?
Yeah.
That's right. Yes. Any questions about my handbooks? Thank you all.
Thank you very much. Okay, so that is an action item. I will entertain a motion to approve the staff handbooks for the middle school, high school, and elementary school.
Motion to approve.
Molly, is there a second?
I'll second.
Second, Chrissy, discussion? Thank you. I just want to say thank you for all your work on all of the handbooks, very much, because I know that's what you guys live by. So I will, okay, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. On to the activities handbook. Mr. Bond. No?
Actually, John was finishing up. He's doing calculating. But
Oh.
I think he's done, but I
Listen,
don't see him.
any parent in here could probably.
Okay,
So the first change we made was we replaced Krista with Amanda Franklin. So I can talk about this one because John and I did talk about this one.
Okay.
So this is one of those things that he came to me, and this was something that was in place from the days of us having Channel 1. And so, I know, but we don't have Channel 1 anymore. It's not a thing.
Such a great program, though.
I agree that it was nice. So that was part of the whole schedule of I think it went out in like my second year as AD, so it was 13 years ago. And so he's just like, can we pull this out? And we talked about it, and we said, yeah, let's just move that out. And if he sees, or we see some student abusing this, and they just, after every game day, they're coming 5th hour, well, we're gonna have a conversation with them or something. He hasn't had those experiences, and we haven't had those experiences, but we'll deal with it on a student-to-student basis. This next one, Elise probably could talk about more than me. So the website was sold, so the sports website they were using for the last number of years was sold to another company and sold to another company, and so it's just gone. So now they're moving everything in-house to the Jordan Public Schools website. So,
Amazing.
yes. So it's one website now.
It was a good turn event.
And then updated activity fees to what they are currently. Also updated the cost to get into events. I think that might have adjusted a little bit for families and for individuals for season passes. And then just Krista again. So all of those shifts have all been interesting as people are like, well, now who's this person? And where are they coming from? Well, where did that person go? So we've had a lot of shifts in our admin assistants, which is good. We're really excited about how that's going to work at the high school because we're going to have just a lot more teamwork with that. So those are the changes to the activities handbook. Yeah.
Was there any conversation, because I know we had had it at our leadership meeting about the students getting in free to sporting
I don't think it
events?
had gone further than that right now, but I saved that one for John next week or next month because I'm not sure. He and I have not talked about it. I know there's always that push. I believe Shakopee has it. And
Shakopee does
I
it.
just saw that Fridley went to no fees for any students, and they're really trying to drive all their kids to get into activities and stuff. And I feel like we already have that. If there's a student, if anybody here knows or the public knows, and there's a student that wants to be involved and the cost is prohibitive, please come talk to somebody at the high school. We will get them involved. Cost should never be a factor, and when it comes to equipment and stuff, we have all kinds of equipment too to help kids out, or we'll find it. So that should never be a case, even though we don't make it across the board. I hope people know that whatever that activity they want to be in, we can get them involved. Yeah.
And one more question related to activity, just because I know that Melissa brought up the AED movement. And there's an incident this summer which made me think about it. Do we have an external AED down at like the softball fields?
It's at the stadium. It's at the
But
stadium.
if the stadium's locked and there's games going on at the fields.
Oh, maybe, we'll have to check with Dan on that, he has all that
I just know,
information, but
and then we
it's
just
follow
ended
up.
up going to a tournament later and they have it just like on a stand.
Let me ask Dan.
That's
a good
like-
idea.
It's just like the BLS ones, yeah. Just, the layperson ones that you can get, so.
Okay.
And I know Jerry was kind of gonna bring it up with the city too, and I don't know
Yep.
if it's not school teams using the field, would then the city be required to put something there?
Maybe.
Yeah.
So.
I know there's one at the
Good
mini
question.
met.
Yeah, yes, there's.
I know that because
yeah.
that became part of a conversation where
Yeah.
we were replacing batteries or charging or something like
Yep.
that.
Yeah.
So I know that at the high school, there's
Yeah, so I know
two in the high
schools,
school,
yep.
and then there's one
Yep,
at the stadium.
yep.
So that's
It was
a good
actually my
question.
kid that took a line drive out for
Oh,
chest,
no.
and my brain went, "Where's the AED?" And I'm like,
Yeah.
"In a locked school, and
Yeah.
in a locked stadium."
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Did you
Do
see?
have them like at Lagoon? No, that's
No.
what I told.
Yeah.
The other partner to bring it up.
we go to Holzer
Yeah.
and stuff.
Yeah, there
too,
should
so
be
I
one in
just-
Holzer. There should be
yeah.
one anywhere where you're gonna have lots of people, and you think
Right.
more about like the grandparents that are coming to watch, not necessarily always the
Yep.
players, but
Yep.
you get a lot of fans that come to these things. So
Well, the baseball stadium, they have one?
Mini met does.
in the
Mini-Met?
well, here it's in the football stadium
Oh,
though.
but the mini-met has one down by Lagoon, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
But I think that, well, if it's one of our coaches that's there, they would have a key that would get them into.
Right. I think it's just more like summertime when
But
it's
if
not our
it's-
coaches.
Still
they
not
don't-
super convenient though from
but it's
Correct.
not,
that
yeah.
to that, you know,
Correct.
especially like field.
Yeah.
well, any of them. Really.
Yep. Yep.
So,
So it's something I, I
Yeah.
know we have that hut that's unused for any sort of
Mhm.
thing. Be a nice little AED stand.
Yeah, I mean, that'd be pretty
So,
simple. Okay.
yeah.
Good question. By the way, I also watched this is not board related, but I saw that the kids in the Little League World Series, the girls were wearing
Maya
shirts
wears it now.
that has
Yes.
a patch or a pad
Yep.
right through here.
Yep. So Maya actually wears that now after taking the
That's
line drive
smart.
off her
Yep.
chest. So
Oh, wow,
Yeah.
that is
Yeah,
really
I just
smart.
noticed that on
Yep.
Sunday.
She was pretty good. They hit it hard. Those
Yeah,
girls, they
no
don't.
doubt.
Yeah.
I don't even remember what we started with. Oh, yeah, any handbooks questions? on the activities?
Thank you. Okay. Motion to approve the activities handbook.
Motion to approve.
Molly, is there a second?
I'll second.
Second, Jenny, discussion, questions? Thank you for covering. And saving Paula's heart attack. Talking about AEDs. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Okay, Mr. Bond, circ updates.
All right, well, good evening, board. Chair
Good
Polly.
evening.
Yeah, thanks for having me again. First off, I'd like to start with my dissertation on e-bikes, so we have time tonight. I'm just totally kidding.
Yeah.
Molly, I was at Eastview High School for baseball, and they had an AED station in the outfield. I should have taken a picture. It was really
Yeah.
cool. So I think there's some
Jerry
things
actually took a picture of the field we were at, so I'll have
Yeah.
him send it over. 'Cause
That's good.
it's one that anybody can use, you know, in the community. It doesn't have to be like,
Yeah. Nope, and I know Elise and I, she was cool about putting our AEDs on our campus maps.
Yep.
So anytime we have like new people that come through community ed, we'll
Yep.
send them our maps so then they know exactly where the AEDs are located too.
Yep.
So awesome conversation. Well, today I'm here to talk about membership rates. I'll be brief. Just quick background, we have not raised our membership rates since 2023, when Stevens last year was here. Before that, there was a 10% in 22, 10% in 23. I have not raised any rates since then. We talk about it annually. This last, I'd say 6 to 8 months, I would say, superintendent and I have talked, finance director and I have talked about budgets and where we're going and what we've done also. For those of you that haven't noticed, we put a little work into the circ. The railing was painted. We got new coat of paint on the lower level of the circ, and we've got new LED safer lights that are underneath the track. If you haven't seen them, check them out. So we are reinvesting some of those dollars as well. So with all that, then you got the cost of goods and services and everything else, right, to run something, and then you throw in a fantastic kind of overhaul of our cardio equipment that needed to be done. It really did, with a few other pieces. So there's a lot of things, a lot of expenses that we've had, and so we're kind of at a point after having these conversations to say, you know what, it's time to look at, you know, maybe raising our rates a little bit. So over the last year, I met with Community Ed Advisory Board. I know Lauren was part of some of those conversations. I met with Jamie and Andy, our staff here at Community Ed, and then amongst other people of the group. So one thing that I didn't do, I just didn't come in and say, hey, we're just going to do a straight 10% raise across the board. What I really wanted to do is the conversations we had is let's look at where we're at, and then are there any gaps? There was one particular for me that it was really, really low. I understood maybe when the circ was, you know, when we opened, why it would have been low, but we wanted to kind of bring everything back to a little bit, I guess, more comparable to the other different groups as well. And we can see those on the back. So I didn't just do just a straight, easy kind of a go across. We really did sit and have conversations and kind of talked about those. I guess if we go to the back, you can kind of see how those are how they kind of break down. Like I said, on average, most of them are 7 to 10%. We know things are expensive for our families, so we're very cognizant of that as well. But like I said, there are some of them that are a little bit more of maybe the 15 to 20% increases. But again, it's, you know, $8 for the entire year, so it's not huge increases. I will point out the one that will be different for people is our daily rate. We're just going to go do a straight daily rate of $10. A couple reasons. We had the resident, non-residents. A lot of our people that come pay are non-residents, so it just made sense to go to one flat fee. The other thing too, honestly, $5, people were coming after school, and it was $5. They were a distraction. They weren't using the thing seriously, our facilities seriously. And so our hope is if we do up that a little bit, and by the way, we were really cheap compared to some of our neighbors as well, that people are going to take it a little bit more serious as well. So anyone that doesn't have a membership, it's $10 a day, okay? Other than that, you can see on this, we did projected revenues based upon our 2024 numbers. I didn't use 2025 just because we're not there yet. So I used 2024 to kind of get an idea of if we have the same amount of members sign up, what our projected revenue would be. It's probably about $15,000 more than what it would be based upon our 2024 numbers. And then at the very, very bottom, you can see some of the comparables. Just caution, again, I know you guys know this, but We're comparing, it's not apples to apples just because our facility looks a little bit different than, say, Anytime Fitness or Chaska or Shakopee and stuff like that. So, but I feel we've made some really good improvements here at the Cirque. I feel our members are happy, many of them. We're always open for feedback. Many of the changes that we had, including one of our AED, we got an AED on our upper track. We had a senior here that said, hey, there's no way I'm going to be able to get down and get back up if a friend goes down. I'm like, yeah, it's a genius idea. So we worked with the grant on that one, and we're able to get that there. So as we continue to move forward, we're always open for suggestions, but we do feel at this point that there needs to be an increase in our membership rate here at the Cirque. Questions at all for me?
Any questions? Is there like, I don't know if I can see it, but like the member or resident versus non-resident, is that really like a big difference in numbers?
As far as
I don't
how
know if it's
many
on
we've
there.
had in the past?
Yeah,
I can,
like, I'm assuming that most people are residents. So
yeah, you'd
Actually,
be,
we get a lot of
you'd
people
be
from
surprised. We get a lot of people that are
non-Jordan.
non-resident, yeah.
Yeah,
Yep, some people from New Prague that come and
Belle
walk,
Plaine.
Belle Plaine. Yeah,
because they don't have a community center in Belle Plaine,
yeah,
so they all come here play basketball.
well, that makes sense.
yep. And even people that are from other Southwest Metro. We have a large contingency of young men that come up and play basketball every once in a while as well.
Charge those
So,
Vikings players $10, you're
That's
gonna
right.
charge them more than that.
Well, not like the day. Do they do the big daily pass or do they do like the actual membership?
They do daily,
Daily.
yeah.
They just
Yeah.
come on Wednesdays, yeah.
I was just thinking like for like the memberships, like not the daily pass. Like that makes sense. So you just $10. But
Correct.
does it make sense to like not have resident versus non-resident and just do a flat?
I see what you're saying.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
doesn't matter if you're a resident. If you have a membership, it's this much.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing for me, and I was actually when we were doing the daily rate, I was gonna say we should have two, and then people would say, well, a majority of them are non-residents. I think when you look at this, it is a discount for our members that
Yeah.
are residents here, to be able to say, hey, thank you for your support, living here, we're gonna, give you a little bit of a break, so.
Paying taxes
so,
to support it.
yeah.
Maybe they'll move here if they like our membership.
It's happened. I believe it's happened. It has.
I
Yeah.
don't understand. They don't
Yeah.
drive as far.
Any other questions?
Any other questions?
Thank you very much. So I will entertain a motion to approve the new Cirque updates and rates.
Motion to approve.
Matt, is there a second?
I'll second.
Second, Jenny. Discussion? Questions? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you. And I just want to thank you guys again for supporting the community ed groups. You got your clay target, your bass fishing, right, our esports, things that might not be a part of the Minnesota State High School League, but yet there's a need in our community. So I appreciate it. I know there's a couple other people that have talked about other ideas about getting groups going. So seriously appreciate your support, everyone.
We
Thanks,
appreciate you
Thank
supporting
you.
those, Colin, thank you. Great, great, great. Okay, on to superintendent report.
All right, good evening. Happy August board meeting. Chair Polly, members of the board, we are ready for fall open houses. It's going to be here before we know it. Thursday, August 28th, we will have open houses for all of our schools. New this year, we will be shifting the food trucks to the Cirque parking lot. It's more central. So don't be surprised if that looks a little bit different. Elementary school will be from 12 p.m. to 7:30, and middle and high school will be 3:30 to 7:30. Other things I would mention, the road is scheduled to be open. For that, you should have received an invitation tonight in your inboxes for just like a little event, just getting ready to open the road. So I don't know if you've had a chance to look at some of the texts and different things, but yeah, it looks like it's open for somebody right now.
For lots of people.
Oh, boy.
My.
I did see the city of Jordan just put out a Facebook post today
Yes,
saying,
they did.
please stay off the road so we can finish on time. I guess not everybody's on social media, but, please stay off the road so we can finish on time. Anywho, oh boy. So yeah, so we'll be ready. Also this fall, a couple of things, we talked about it last month, but just a reminder, 40th anniversary of Run of the Mill. That is gonna be a really fun event, and of course Heimat Fest as well. We always march in the Heimat Fest parade. Typically, Miss Molly, our third grade teacher, sets all that up and gets the bus and does that, but just know, we typically meet, I feel like 10:30, but I'll have to double check the time, but we typically meet, at the parade route. We'd love to have you and your family walk, your kids can walk with us, you know, all of that, so, it's a good time. Scott County Senior Expo last year was one of my favorite things, throughout the year. It was the coolest. That will take place at Jordan High School on October 17th, so that's MEA weekend. I just can't even tell you how neat it was to see a packed gymnasium with you know, different booths and information opportunities and unique things for our senior population, as well as a catered lunch that was just phenomenal. I think it was scalloped potatoes and ham, tasted like my grandma's. Giant salads and desserts, and it was phenomenal. And so just have that on your calendar, because there's lots of ways we can, we have a district booth typically, and lots of ways we can support. Fall brochures, Elise has worked on that in all of her free time between midnight and 2 a.m. Those were sent out and delivered to homes recently, and they look amazing. And so keep those. Those are a good little reminder of different events and things throughout the season. And then back to school update. I know communications have started ongoing throughout August to remind our staff and families about open house and conferences. And the one thing that we appreciate so much is when families reach out directly to us when they have questions. It is so much more efficient and effective when they give me a call or give the principals a call, especially during the summer months. Our staff that are off in the summer are not aware of the things that are happening in our offices, nor should they be. They should be, you know, off. And so there's often a disconnect and potential for miscommunication that isn't helpful for anyone. So really grateful when people do reach out and ask questions. We're always happy to find the answer, and if we don't have it, we'll find it and call back. So shout out to those that do that, and for those that haven't felt comfortable doing that or don't know who to call, we always talk about going to the source. Especially when it comes to class sizes and different things, the principal is the source. I'm the source. There's really no one else that's the source. So, you know, we would encourage families, just ask your questions. We're here for you. Like, that's the work we do, and we choose to do that work and love to interact. So, that's all I'll say about that. Building projects, I was over there today. Oh my goodness, we are going to be ready, and it is amazing. I saw classrooms today in the K1 wing with furniture in place, getting ready for punching out. Some of the main hallways are done. They were carpeting over in the K1 commons. And it gets to that point, kind of like when you're like really cleaning your house or something, where rooms start to be immaculate and then all of the stuff like gravitates to the center of one place, and then you're like, what do I do with this mess? We're kind of there right now. And so things have shifted into like that main hallway, and they are demobilizing many things. And so we of course will have punch list items that probably will go until October, and that's super normal. But we are hopeful to get occupancy this week. And then we're really gonna be cruising. So it's exciting. You know, we are happy to be on time. We're happy to be within the funds that we've allotted for the project. I've been really proud of Amy and how she has worked with our LTFM dollars to offset some of those costs and complete additional things. I'm just super proud. So I can't wait for you all to see it. We will be doing like a community open house as well. I think the date's October 4th. I don't have it right in front of me. But we're really excited to invite the community in so that they can see that. And we'll have communication out there. I think right now it's printed in the brochure, but we'll blast that out when it gets to be a little bit closer as well. Sunset Drive, I mentioned, we plan to be open and ready to go for our open house events. Please stay off of it until they finish, so that we can finish, because it would be the saddest thing in the world if they'd be ready, but something happened to it and then we can't use it. I'd be really disappointed. So please stay off of it. And then if you have any questions or anybody has questions, City of Jordan is great about answering those as well. Bolton and Mink, Luke Wheeler, Mike Waltman, they could answer any questions about that. And that's my report. Any questions?
So the October 4th open house, that's something that the board should be present at.
Yeah,
I
you'll
would
all be
think.
invited. Yep, you should be.
Okay.
If you can be, it's important because I think also you have all worked so hard to make this project happen. Your leadership with that has been instrumental. I think you should see just the great response and reaction from the students, the community, and the people that are there. You're part of that. And so it would be wonderful to celebrate that with the community and have you there.
Great, thank you.
Yeah.
Any questions for Renee?
I do have a question. Am I allowed to walk with you guys at the parade, or is that a member thing?
You are
Oh.
certainly welcome to walk with us at the parade.
Heck yeah.
Absolutely, and
Uh-huh.
throw candy.
Just checking.
And wear maroon and gold.
I got you. I
Yeah.
got you. I will.
We love maroon, live gold in this. Yeah.
Is there a back-to-school breakfast that we're gonna do?
I was gonna ask about that, yes.
Yes,
That's
there
not
is.
listed on
And
the
that is
dates.
not on there. Oh my goodness. Well, we'll make sure it gets on your calendar.
Will that probably be the 29th?
I think it's the 25th, but that just popped out of my head, so
25th would be
Monday.
Monday.
let me look. Give me 2 seconds. Come back to me.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, any other any comments or questions on any of the other reports, high school, middle school, elementary?
I have to say, I like that they put the elementary pictures on open house. Like, such a good idea. I'm not kidding. Like, I
Thanks
don't
for
have to
that
worry about
feedback.
my kid like looking weird and having to do retakes and it. Like, best thing ever.
That is a
It's not
good
just for
idea.
elementary either, that's.
Well, probably, but I mean, high schoolers can
No, I
like,
but
you
yeah,
know.
probably, like, 1 year I think they had probably had before pictures.
Right.
Don't you remember that in the 80s? Like, you'd be all sweaty from Fayette and then your
Yeah.
bangs are
Yes.
like slicked back.
And I know the teachers
I had enough
do a good
Aquanet to
job,
hold
but-
everything together.
Oh, sure, sure.
The teachers do a good job, but
Because
like they can only do
went
so
through
much.
the teacher's lot to park over there for practice. And so then they're coming out this way. We gotta
man.
put the road closed signs up in front of the.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Otherwise
this should
they're
be
just-
completely closed off here.
It is.
Talk to that city people, you know, Molly.
The school's gotta put one.
I meet with them. It's,
Yeah.
yeah.
They go around the back of the school to park for
Yeah.
sports. And then instead of going back around, they just come out the front.
Mhm. And then they have to curb jump to get out.
Well, and somebody went that way.
Mhm.
We
Not
got
helpful.
cross-country running down the middle of the road and cars driving out. the
I'd rather have them
road.
going that way than through our park,
Yeah, right.
like they were last time at the open
Please,
house.
please,
please.
They literally went through the park with kids playing.
Yeah.
We're almost there, guys.
Yeah.
We're almost there. Okay,
Whatever just blows my mind. Okay,
I will find the date.
okay, any other comments on any of the reports? Okay, Mr. Henry.
I don't have anything for you guys this meeting. For the month of July, I was in the town Jordan for I think a total of 6 days.
Okay.
So I don't have anything for my report tonight. So, but next meeting when we're getting back into the swing of
Sure.
things, I'll have my first good report.
Looking forward to school starting up.
Yeah, you'd think that summer would be less busy than school, but it is ridiculous. I'm after Wednesday. I'm taken till the 1st, so it's pretty ridiculous for me. So yeah, but looking forward to it. Looking forward to see my friends again.
Okay,
It is Monday, August 25th at 7:30 a.m.
okay, so everybody needs to put that on your calendar.
I'll do it right now.
So, Matt, what we do is, we come about 7:15. Well, this is for everybody, but we come about 7:15 and we welcome back the staff and hold the door open for them and greet them and then have breakfast with them, so.
It's fun.
Much like the end of school one that we
Yeah,
had.
yes, yeah.
And then we have a board meeting that night, so we're gonna start at 7:15 and go,
And
you
end
know,
at 7.
12 hours. 12 hours together.
A little work in between.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, and that night, we will be, is that when we're doing the tour?
We're gonna
Yeah.
meet at the elementary.
Yeah, we're gonna meet at the elementary and do a tour, and then we're gonna come and go into closed session and talk about school safety in closed session, so. Okay, okay, board, let's see. Where are we here? Committee reports. Budget finance is an ongoing thing, calendar did not meet, city school has not met. Community ed and rec, Lauren, have you guys met?
I have not met, so, and I'm not quite sure if they've met.
Okay. District advisory, Jenny, that'll be starting up here again in the fall.
So she just had the dates in her
Okay.
update.
Mhm. Facilities has not met, meet and confer, no negotiations, Matt, Warren, we're meeting again tomorrow, we had our first meeting. We had two meetings.
We've had two already.
Two meetings,
Yep.
with staff, went very, very well, so negotiations will continue tomorrow afternoon, so. More to come on that. Policy met, we approved those policies tonight. APAC is meeting, I believe in 2 weeks. Booster Club, Lauren,
I wasn't at the last meeting. Chrissy, were you?
Chrissy, were you?
I was.
Okay.
And I have notes.
Yay!
September 20th, from 9 o'clock to 4 o'clock is the drive for your school, so they are trying to get the word out on that and
What was it
encourage
again?
people. September 20th, down at Wolf Motors,
Mhm.
from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. So come drive a vehicle, raise money for the boosters.
Okay.
They, in June, approved using Hometown Bank for a loan for the scoreboard. So in July, they discussed communication going out to the community specifying that the school district is not involved in any way of paying for this, that it is all being done through through sponsorships through the boosters. 9 of those 16 sponsors have paid their fees, so they felt that that was a very positive thing. There was ongoing discussion of what their general fund balance should look like going forward in this time period when they're paying off the scoreboard. There was no definitive decision made on it at that meeting, but further discussion will be happening. The scoreboard should be here the end of this month, and if everything stays on track, it'll be ready by the first home football game.
Wow.
Oh my
So
goodness.
that's very exciting. And then the rest of the meeting was discussing how to increase their membership and getting more people involved in the boosters. And so some of the thoughts they had on that was having a table at the middle school open house and the PAC meeting to inform families of who they are and what they do and try to get families to sign up to help. And then they also had some discussion on how, with all of their sponsorship activity going towards the scoreboard payoff, how to raise their general fund. And so they had discussed having like signs around the community and around the schools with QR codes where people can just go donate towards the boosters if they felt they wanted to. So that was it.
Did they talk about the gala at all?
They did not at the July one. They did at the June one, but I didn't write down my notes from that one. They're in my phone somewhere.
Can I offer one thing?
Mm-hmm.
I think another idea just for engaging families, we have really, really good ELS, like PTO people, and also we have a really active elementary PTO. Those families might not have a huge awareness if they have just elementary and ELS kids as to
Okay.
what the boosters are, what they do. That might be another place when they have their monthly meetings, just to share the story of the boosters, what they do, and maybe see if we can engage some folks that might want to participate.
Okay, that's a great idea because that was one of the conversations, was trying to get like younger families in and
Mhm.
stuff. So I will bring that up at the next meeting.
That is a great idea, because.
Yeah, they're wonderful. They
Yeah.
work really hard, so they might be good people to get on board.
Okay.
Ed Foundation, Molly?
Jenny went to the.
I went to that one. And I also have notes. Jenny Carline is no longer the president. She is on as a board member, but we elected Kayla as our new president. And essentially, we went over the calendar and talked about October 10th is the give the Jim Polly night at the football game and to bring cash for donations for that. So October 10th, and then same as Booster, looking for people that are still interested in like maybe helping with the foundation and doing work and donations. There will be a grant showcase on November 11th, so I don't know if Elise or Renee can send out an invite, but that'll be when they invite all the people that got a grant, like the teachers, to come in and show what they got and what they're using, and apparently it's like the best.
Yeah, it's a
night.
good meeting,
It's-
and they do, it is a requirement.
I
For
think
the
they did it
grant.
last year during
Yeah.
the board meeting,
Yep.
if I remember right.
Yeah.
So they would like us to all attend, so that, just to see what the cool things that they're using to support our students and teachers with. So November 11th for that one.
What time is that, Jenny?
I did not write that down.
Okay, I'll just put a holder.
I think it was in the evening. I want to say probably like
Typically six.
six.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll just put a holder on your calendar.
We talked about maybe moving it up, but I don't think we set on a defined time.
That's Veterans Day and you can't have
Oh,
a
no.
meeting. You
Yeah,
can't have a
right.
meeting on Veterans Day.
On the 11th?
Nope.
Mhm.
Oh, all right. Well, I'll make a note of that.
Circle back.
So new date.
That is Veterans Day.
They said the yard sale signs are good. They're going to continue to do that. We talked about Celebrate Jordan and how to promote during that event, and then just grant applications and when those go out. I believe we're stuffing envelopes if you have the desire coming up soon. So that's about it.
Who took over as chair?
Kayla, I don't know her last name. Sorry.
I don't know.
She was the newest girl that came on.
Okay.
She's a member. I just don't remember. I didn't write down her last name.
She must not have been on I was on the gala committee, but I don't, do you know who that is? Oh, she was. Michaela who?
Not Michaela.
No, Kayla.
Oh, Kayla. Okay, gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, great.
And we
Okay.
did talk, we didn't really talk a ton about the gala either, just because it's not quite that time yet.
We've been, well, not we, but Jenny's been working on that. And actually, I think there's a meeting next Monday night when they're gonna send out the sponsorship request letters and stuff, so.
The gala is really fun, so if you've never gone,
It is fun.
go. It's a really good time.
Okay. Legislative, we're just very, very proud of Ben, for getting that award. That's really awesome. MSHSL, nothing new other than that, you know, they're obviously gearing up for all the fall activities and fall sports and stuff. Scale, were you able?
Scale did not meet in June, but they did meet in July. They just met last Friday. I did go to the meeting on Friday. There were two primary items on the agenda, and it was Prior Lake Mayor gave a entire recap of the things that are happening within Prior Lake. And two of the things that really perked my interest was they're getting two new restaurants.
Oh.
And one is gonna have a rooftop on it. I don't know where they are because I was driving and listening, because I went to the wrong location.
Oh.
I went to the government center instead of Mystic Lake, so I listened.
think I saw like Eagle Creek where I think it's on the corner of that roundabout.
That could be.
Yeah.
I couldn't visualize it, and I was hoping I would get the presentation, but I didn't. And then the fire department, Jordan, Derek Breeze was there, and then the fire chief from Savage, I don't remember his name. They gave a entirely, completely comprehensive overview of the emergency services and their needs within Scott County. They gave a big, complete background on the fire services and the emergency services, the structure of a fire department, key definitions and what those are, training requirements, and budget impacts. I mean, things you don't really think about when they're going through training. It costs them roughly like $35,000 to get a fireman onboarded, and they can't activate them or use them for the first 16 months, and then really they last in that position for maybe 3 years. I wanted to ask them what was the cause of the attrition, but I had to duck out because I had to get to my next meeting at work. They also talked about different budget impacts, and things that impact the community, which I didn't even really think about. Like, if you think about it, if you're living in a very rural area or a township, if you don't have adequate emergency services with good response times, how do you get homeowners insurance and car insurance and all those insurances? I mean, this was probably one of the best presentations that I've had, and the fire chiefs did a fantastic job. They talked about budget impacts related to replacing equipment and things like that. They did a review of the city calls. Belle Plaine has the highest call rate. The reason is,
Really?
no, it's because of Highway 169. All the accidents on 169,
By
but
the
not
candy
related.
barn.
I don't know if they're related to the candy barn, but
Belle
it's
Plaine,
a big stretch on 169 that
And not
impacts Belle Plaine.
reimbursed. And they have to suck that up in their budget.
Yeah, and they do, yeah. And it's not necessarily community members within Jordan, Belle Plaine, Scott County even, they're anywhere. So that was a lot of the budget impacts. I mean, I was very impressed with the presentation. They did a great job. I learned a lot. I thought I knew.
Come here, it sounds interesting. Like, I
It
wanna
was-
learn about it.
It was really good.
It was really interesting, and they were in depth. I actually have the presentation if you guys want me to share it with you.
Yeah, we
I can share that with you. I don't know why I
I
didn't.
liked the slides that they showed, just the call rates and different things for each community. I thought that was really interesting. And then they had really good, like, pictures of, like, the townships that they have to report to. And the thing that I didn't think about was how many of them have, or when it triggers to go to, what do they call that? Assist, community assist, or whatever that's called. I'm not a fireman. But, just because of the response time and knowing that, where it is, they need all of them to just show up and report. Mutual aid.
Mutual
Mhm.
aid, yep.
Yeah.
I could be a fireman. Mutual aid. I thought that was cool too.
Yeah, it was a
Yeah.
kudos to them because they really did a great presentation. It was very informative, and I was like, oh man, I got a good recap to give.
Yeah. It was
That's
good.
great, good, thank you.
Mhm.
Thank you. SEAC, Molly?
Did not meet.
Nope, Southwest Metro. We have a tentative agreement with the teachers. I've spent a lot of time negotiating over there. So we have a good tentative agreement that the teachers will be voting on, I believe it's this week. So then the board will vote on it the following week, so. They have a tentative agreement with their paras, with their SE, whatever their other union is. I can't remember the name of it.
SEIU.
Yeah. Otherwise, just lots of changes there. We're not going to have a resource officer at the building down here, the River Valley building, because they're moving a less intense program there with lower age kids, so less need for a full-time on-site SRO down there. So that'll be a shift in the Jordan Police Department. But other than that, that's all I have for that. So I just want to thank Renee and the district for all their work over the summer, and we look forward, it's gonna be here before we know it, so I just wish everybody a good school year. So, other than that, Molly?
Am I adjourning or am I giving an update?
No, give personal, whatever.
Oh. What am I doing? Yeah, nothing really, just getting ready to bring kids back to college, and so Malachi's driving 31 hours down to Phoenix, Arizona, so he did get a fancy car. He's got to stop and charge it every 250 miles.
That's gonna take him a long time.
Sure is, but he needed that free, no gas car. But no, and I think the kids are kind of getting ready to get back into the swing of things. I mean, we've been super busy with sports all summer long, but it's been really good. We've had like 4 days off, so it's nice. It's nice, but yeah.
Lauren?
I don't really have anything. I'm looking forward to school starting, even though I don't have a student anymore. I'm kind of sad that I don't have one in the district anymore, but, that's okay. I'll still code all the stuff when I'm in town and things like that, but no, I'm not. I'm not going to be going. Now it's Chicago. It's not Florida anymore. It's Chicago, and I'm not looking forward to it. But no, I'm looking forward to all the new things that are going to be starting back up. Can't wait for the teacher breakfast. It's one of my favorite. The teacher breakfast at the beginning of the year and the teacher breakfast at the end of the year are my favorite things to do for the teachers. So I'm looking forward to that.
Great, good. Jenny?
I just signed the kids up for fall activities. They're doing football. I did the Harry Potter like art thing for them.
All fun.
And then like they're building builders, just like Legos. I don't know. So we're just getting ramped up. I got my school supplies all ready to go. I don't know. I'm excited for the pictures to be on open house night. But yeah, I don't know.
Well, I got depressed 2 weeks ago when I don't remember what store I was in. They had their Halloween stuff out. I was like,
Oh, Costco had that too.
Sam's Club.
Yeah, Costco did too. They had costumes. Right?
so
I
when
agree.
does Shakopee, is your schedule pretty much the same?
I start next week, but then they start like the 25th, like everybody else, kind of similar. Yeah.
Great.
So living my last 2 days up of no work.
Chrissy?
We are just trying to soak up the last 2 days of summer, those 2 weeks. Fall sports have started in our house, so Nate's coaching and the boys are playing football and I feel like this summer I was telling Matt, like this summer our boys didn't have time to board, like we just went right from baseball to football and so I'm not ready for school to start. I am in the minority probably on parents, but I'm not ready for school to start, so.
Matt?
Just, I think we got school shopping done, and we got, sign up for fall stuff. So we're excited for that, and then just excited for the fall activities, sports and stuff. Football season's here, so. That's all I got.
Yeah, summer's coming down, and like what Christina said, I'm just trying to squeeze out the last couple of seconds of summer that I can get. I think tomorrow I'm hanging out with 3 different friend groups at 3 different time periods of the day. So,
Soak it
yeah.
all in.
Yeah, I'm really trying to get everything I can out of that. But then again, my summer is not slowing down. I've been in full swing for personal trips. I'm heading to North Carolina soon. I've been doing a lot of stuff with government advocacy and also youth in government. Catch me September 1st running the Center for Youth Voice booth at the State Fair. That'll be good fun. Yeah, talking with some legislators and whatnot. I actually was just texting with the clerk for the House. His grandson just got born recently, so that was super exciting for him. Yeah, just kind of milling around, ready to start senior year. I have not done my school shopping, clothes or supplies. But yeah, that's pretty much all I got.
Thank you. Okay, and with that? We are adjourned.